What happens when one of the greatest basketball players of all time faces a team built to stop him at all costs? Imagine stepping onto the court knowing your opponents have a rule book designed to shut you down. That was Michael Jordan's reality against the Detroit Pistons. These weren't just games, they were wars. Each clash was a tale of grit, determination, and evolution. For years, the Pistons dominated the Bulls with their bruising physicality, but Jordan's battles with them transformed him. Let's explore how these epic confrontations forged Jordan into the legend we celebrate today. March 4th, 1987, Jordan's 61-point game. The year was 1987, and Michael Jordan was already making waves as one of the league's brightest young stars. On this night, he put on a jaw-dropping performance, scoring 61 points in an overtime thriller against the Pistons. The game wasn't just about numbers, it was a statement. Jordan went up against one of the toughest defenses in the league and showed them that even their best efforts weren't enough to contain him. His combination of speed, agility, and pure determination made him unstoppable. The Pistons tried everything: double teams, traps, hard fouls, but Jordan kept finding ways to score. It wasn't just about putting points on the board, it was about sending a message. This game marked the beginning of a rivalry that would define an era. April 3, 1988, Jordan's 59-point performance. Just over a year later, Jordan delivered another unforgettable performance against the Pistons. Scoring 59 points in a narrow 112-110 victory, Jordan showcased his ability to adapt. By this time, the Pistons had started implementing their infamous Jordan rules, a defensive strategy designed to neutralize him. The plan was simple: make him uncomfortable at every turn. Double teams, hard fouls, and relentless pressure were all part of the equation. But Jordan wasn't fazed. He countered with mid-range jumpers, acrobatic layups, and a few ferocious dunks. His court vision was sharp, and his ability to read the defense kept the Pistons on their heels. This wasn't just another high-scoring game. It was a chess match, and Jordan was always 2 moves ahead. 1988 Eastern Conference Semifinals. Pistons prevail. The playoffs arrived, and the Bulls faced the Pistons in the Eastern Conference Semifinals. This series was a rude awakening for Jordan and the Bulls. The Pistons brought a level of physicality and team-oriented defense that the young Bulls weren't ready to overcome. Detroit won the series in 5 games, exposing the Bulls' weaknesses. For Jordan, it was a bitter pill to swallow. He gave everything he had, pouring in points, making plays, and pushing his team forward. But the Pistons' relentless defense, anchored by their Jordan rules, proved too much. This series wasn't just about basketball, it was a battle of wills. Jordan walked away from this loss with a clear mission: to come back stronger, smarter, and more determined. 1989 Eastern Conference Finals. The rivalry intensifies. The next year, the stakes were even higher. The Bulls and Pistons met in the Eastern Conference Finals, and the series was nothing short of brutal. Jordan's brilliance was on full display as he tried to will his team to victory. Game after game, he fought through double teams, elbows, and bruises. The Pistons' defense was relentless, but Jordan refused to back down. He delivered clutch performances, scoring when his team needed it most, and setting the tone on both ends of the court. Despite his heroics, the Pistons' depth and physicality won out. Detroit took the series in 6 games, but Jordan's determination was undeniable. This loss wasn't the end, it was fuel. The Pistons may have won the battle, but Jordan was preparing for the war. 1990 Eastern Conference Finals. Game 3 victory. By 1990, the Bulls were stronger, more experienced, and hungrier than ever. The Eastern Conference Finals pitted them against the Pistons once again. Game 3 was a pivotal moment. With the series tied 1-1, Jordan put on a show, leading the Bulls to a crucial win. His leadership was evident as he inspired his teammates and carried the offense. Every time Detroit tried to impose their will, Jordan pushed back harder. His drives to the basket were fearless, his jump shots precise, and his defense suffocating. The Pistons' defense still hit hard, but Jordan seemed almost superhuman. He wasn't just playing to win a game, he was playing to shift the momentum of an entire rivalry. While the Bulls ultimately lost the series in 7 games, this performance was a sign that the gap between the two teams was closing. 1991. Regular season. Bulls dominate Pistons. The tides began to turn during the 1991 regular season. The Bulls faced the Pistons 4 times and won all 4 games. This was more than just a sweep, it was a statement. Jordan had spent the offseason building his strength and refining his game. 1991 Eastern Conference Finals. Bulls sweep Pistons. This was the moment everything changed. After years of heartbreak, the Bulls finally broke through. In the 1991 Eastern Conference Finals, they didn't just beat the Pistons, they dominated them. 1992, regular season, Jordan's triple-double. In 1992, Jordan continued to show why he was the best in the game. During a regular season matchup against the Pistons, he posted a triple-double, highlighting his evolution as a complete player. Scoring, passing, rebounding, he did it all. The Pistons' attempts to slow him down seemed futile. 1993 regular season, Jordan's 46-point game. The rivalry may have cooled slightly by 1993, but Jordan's fire burned just as bright. In another regular season showdown, he dropped 46 points on the Pistons. This game was a clinic in offensive dominance. Jordan hit jumpers, attacked the rim, and made it look effortless. By this point, the Pistons had lost their edge, but Jordan's performances against them were always personal. Each game felt like another chapter in a story of redemption and dominance. 10. 1997. Regular season, Jordan's 53-point game. Even years later, Jordan's rivalry with the Pistons remained a spectacle. In 1997, he delivered one of his most memorable performances, scoring 53 points in an overtime win. The Pistons were no longer the powerhouse they once were, but Jordan's intensity never wavered. This game was a reminder of why he was the greatest. It wasn't just about scoring, it was about refusing to back down no matter the opponent. Michael Jordan's battles against the Detroit Pistons weren't just basketball games. They were defining moments in his journey to greatness. Each clash was a story of resilience, growth, and ultimate triumph. These battles shaped him into the player who dominated the NBA and changed the game forever. Each clash was a story of resilience, growth, and ultimate triumph. These battles shaped him into the player who dominated the NBA and changed the game forever. From heartbreaking losses to triumphant victories, Jordan's rivalry with the Pistons taught him what it meant to be a champion. If you loved revisiting this iconic rivalry, don't forget to like, share, and leave your thoughts in the comments. What was your favorite moment? Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss another deep dive into basketball's greatest stories. See you in the next one.